Seven of Nine is great, but Jeri Ryan's best Star Trek Voyager performance was a different character. Jeri Ryan's legacy in Star Trek Voyager is forever cemented through her portrayal of Seven of Nine, the ex-Borg drone turned fiercely independent human. From the moment she joined the crew of the USS Voyager in Season 4, she brought complexity, intellect, and raw emotional depth to a character that could have easily become one-dimensional. But as iconic as Seven is, Ryan's most nuanced and daring performance on Voyager didn't come from the character herself. It came when she played someone else entirely. The cold and seductive Teresa from the episode The Killing Game. In The Killing Game, a two-part holodeck-centric story set during World War II, the Hirogen take over Voyager and force the crew to act out violent scenarios in elaborate holographic simulations. The twist? The crew doesn't remember who they are. Seven becomes Mademoiselle de Neuf, a French cabaret singer and underground resistance agent. It's here that Jeri Ryan absolutely dazzles, not as Seven of Nine, but as a woman completely unaware of her cybernetic identity, reveling in song, sensuality, and espionage. For an actor so often constrained by the deliberate speech and emotional repression of her character, The Killing Game was a rare opportunity to show range, and Ryan seized it. She sings, she flirts, she carries herself with an old Hollywood magnetism that feels utterly foreign to Seven's usual cold, clipped demeanor. This wasn't just a change of costume, it was an entirely different performance, and one that proved how much more Ryan was capable of when given the freedom to act outside the boundaries of a repressed identity. When Seven finally begins to regain fragments of her real self mid-episode, Ryan seamlessly weaves together two personas, the emotional French chanteuse and the calculating former Borg. Watching that transformation unfold in real time is a masterclass in subtle acting. The flicker of recognition in her eyes, the sudden shift in posture, the duality in her voice, it's mesmerizing. It's not just that Ryan got to play dress up. It's that she convincingly sold the internal unraveling of one personality as another broke through. It's this duality, this moment of merging identities, that feels more emotionally complex than anything in Seven's regular arc up to that point. What makes this performance stand out even more is how on Seven it is. Seven of Nine is all restraint and logic. Teresa is fluid, emotional, even sultry. Watching Ryan embody both extremes with such conviction makes you appreciate the limits she'd been working within during most of her run on the show. It's not a knock on Seven. The character is one of Voyager's strongest additions, and Ryan always infused her with depth and grace. But it took a detour like The Killing Game to show the audience what Ryan could do when the shackles were off. This performance also served as a subtle commentary on Seven's internal conflict throughout the series. Even when she isn't in a holodeck fantasy, Seven struggles with identity, the tug of war between her Borg past and human future. The Killing Game externalized that struggle by giving her a character who didn't know about the Borg at all, and watching her rediscover that hidden strength while clinging to her human experiences encapsulated the heart of Seven's journey better than most straight episodes did. It's worth noting that The Killing Game wasn't the only time Ryan was asked to play a version of Seven through a different lens. Episodes like Body and Soul, where the Doctor temporarily inhabits Seven's body, offered more comedic variety. But even then, she was still fundamentally Seven of Nine. In The Killing Game, she wasn't. And that made all the difference. Beyond the performance itself, this moment also symbolized something larger for Voyager, that the show wasn't afraid to let its characters step outside themselves. In an era of science fiction television where roles often remained rigid and archetypal, Voyager dared to challenge its performers. Jeri Ryan was more than ready. Ironically, many fans still primarily associate Ryan with Seven's stoicism, especially after her return in Star Trek, Picard, where she fully embraced Seven's human side while carrying decades of trauma. And while that evolution is a powerful continuation of her character arc, it's The Killing Game that shows the raw, untapped acting potential that Ryan brought to the table from day one. But if you want to see her